smoke when we all celebrate success. So now we
Hey guys, this is end week 6. I promised you guys a video at end week 5, but nothing had actually changed by then, apart from putting in some beams and a few other bits and pieces. But this is the biggest change, and I'll show you why in a second. So there's a line of damp proofing, and then we've built 3 bricks up. That's a parapet wall now. So we've poured the cement slab inside. And it's 3 bricks high. It's about 30 centimeters or so. I think it's about, what would that be, about 3 inches. So now what I've had to do morning and night, what I'm about to do now, is I have to come and I have to wet the concrete. And that's to allow it to absorb water so it can start to set. It needs to remain relatively damp so that it doesn't dry out too quickly and crack. So that's a bit of maintenance that I'm doing now. This is the balcony for the what would be the master bedroom of the upstairs apartments. Inside is not really that different. I will show you quickly. So we use kind of a prefabricated base here. Each of these cement bricks are filled with cement again, or these are actually concrete bricks then filled with cement, and then we've got these lintels, and then we poured the slab on top of this. You'll see it's still damp. I gave it a really good soaking this morning. So that's good, that's what we want to see. You kind of get an idea. This is why I say nothing has really changed from week 5. All they really did was put the lintels in, and then eventually they put these filled concrete bricks inside. So I'm going to head up top now. We'll get ready to give the slab another soaking before sunset. And I'll meet up with you guys there. The excellent view up there, so the bedrooms are going to be really, really well lit and have a great view of the garden. But be back in a sec. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is now the slab I need to wet. I'm quite surprised at how quickly it dried this morning. I think I spent about 45 minutes hosing this thing down. So here's the view from what would be the master bedroom. We've got a load of cleaning up to do. What are you guys eating? A lot of cleaning up to do. So this is obviously a bathroom corner here. Same over there. That'll be part of the kitchenette. That's the main, these conduits here, that's the main power lines coming into upstairs. So yeah, they're not very big, they're not anything spectacular, but we do have some plans for them. So yeah, there is a rebar reinforcing. There's a steel netting that went in after the sort of the first coat of cement had been poured, and then they poured this second layer on top. I'm not going to step on the balcony just yet. It is reinforced, there is scaffolding holding it up. I just don't want to tempt fate and do that. Alright, let's get to hosing. So when I said I was building a garage, I bet you didn't really expect to see this kind of thing. It has to be done. Truth be told, I didn't think I would be the one climbing up here and doing it, especially when you see what it is I'm climbing up to get up onto the roof. Now normally you can see air bubbles coming out of the slab, and that's just the water forcing the air out of the slab and occupying that space. That's what we want to see. And no, I'm not just leaving the hose on here and hoping for the best. I will do a more thorough job with the spraying, and I'll touch back with you guys in a second. Well, that's the night soaking done. It really is amazing how quickly this stuff absorbs the water. Now, I haven't done as thorough a job as I did this morning, simply because the sun is already setting and it was already a lot cooler. So I'm going to call it here. I'm just going to move this around a bit more. Some of the harder parts need a bit of a longer soaking. And yeah, let me give you a quick update on the car. I spoke to the panel beater on Wednesday, and you know, obviously I have nowhere to park the car right now because the garage is still being built. So in September, we'll have the car ready in September. So guys, just please bear with me a little bit longer. Things will start picking up once the car is actually back home. And I keep saying this, I know I keep repeating myself, but finally we have a date in September. So that gives me some time now. I need to take my seats, drop them off, get a quote on the leather. I'm still trying to find a very specific material. You know, importing stuff to South Africa from overseas is quite a mission in terms of cost. Obviously, at the moment, as I record this, the rand, which is my local currency, is almost 15 rand to $1 and 19 rand to £1. So it would cost me something in the region of about 22,000 rand to import the material I'm looking for, which just cannot happen. So I need to try and source something locally. I do have a contact who works at the Volkswagen factory in Newton Hague, who's trying to find me material for a new Polo that they've launched. Now, we never stopped with the 9N3. They actually stripped off some of the exterior detail and called it the Vivo. But it's basically a stripped out 9N3 Polo. And one of these revisions that they have is called a Vivo Sport, which has the GTI from the Mark V in its color scheme. So I'm trying to get about 10 meters of that. So yeah, 10 meters should be enough. I want to do the seats semi-leather, so leather outers and then the upholstery inners. The door cards and the roof lining. Now the roof lining I may do in a black vinyl, but I do like the look of the GTI material for the roof lining. So we'll see where I end up. Okay, you wouldn't have seen it, but that was a Porsche Cayman. This guy belts up and down the street all the time. Right, let me take you upstairs quickly. And when I say upstairs, I mean upstairs in the house. Right, so the first set of seats that need to be redone, Porsche 924 Tombstones. Now, this brown seat is kind of the pattern that I want. Black leather outers, GTI material all the way up. Some of the 924s had material here as well. I haven't decided if I want to do that. I kind of like how the leather sort of encapsulates the center part. So I might do the material here. I even like, if I can find it, the red tartan, but we'll see. So black leather shell and upholstery center. If I can't find the material, I may just do black like this, but I really want something to stand out, and I like the material on the door cards to match the seats and obviously the roof lining as well. I'm just going to dig the other set of seats. You see, I wasn't joking when I said this was a junk room, guys. Literally, when you don't know what to do with something, it's been dumped in here. Tigger. The cat obviously doesn't live in the junk room, guys. Alright, let me get these other seats out for you. There's the bank there. I'll be back in a sec. Right, now you can see the seats together. So I'm going to do them identical. Black leather shell, upholstery inners, except the headrest here will be a leather shell along the outside with upholstery on the face. Now these seats came out of the 1984 City Sport. I'm not sure if Europe or America got that model. I doubt it, but they're actually in pretty good condition. The bolsters are still nice and firm. The driver's side is damaged here because we obviously wear those bolsters out getting in and out of the vehicle, and I think it's damaged here as well, but it was going to be changed anyway, and they were going to replace the foam. But you know, the passenger seat is actually perfect. So one of the things I like about this seat is obviously the raised bolsters. I mean, these are nice big chunky bolsters. They're very, very comfortable. So I may ask the upholsterer to kind of mirror the bolster setup from the city seat onto the tombstones, because you see they only have a bolster on the backrest but nothing on the actual seat. So they don't have the hinge forward mechanism, but the internals are in here, and the hinge still, you know, you put a little cable here in the bottom, and if I lift the other side, it'll hinge forward. So another option, someone told me, is you just drill a hole, run a pipe, have a lever, and pull it forward. I'd rather do everything internal so that it looks like it's meant to be there. I can't find original GT seats in salvageable condition, so we're going to have to just make do with what we have here. The seat bank, it's really not worth showing you. It's a normal City Golf seat bank. But yeah, I want to get a quote on these, so I may take a half day next week, take you know, this seat and the black seat through to the upholsterer. They can do the measurements. I'm not going to take the seat bank. I mean, that's a pretty standard size, they should know. But yeah, I want to get these things done. Sorry for the constant angle changes, guys. The sun is just not, you know, there being sunset in this glass door, it's just the lighting is just not working in my favor here. So yeah, we're going to get these seats redone. Like I say, I'm going to take these two to the upholsterer, get a quotation for 4 front seats and the rear seat bank. But before I can do that, I need to touch base with my my contact in Newton Hague for the material centers. If he can't get it, I may have to just bite the bullet and either go with like a grey or just do full leather. Like I say, I really like the leather and upholstery mix. The African sun is pretty brutal. Leather on, like if you're wearing shorts, for example, hot leather is a absolute killer. So that's why I want the upholstery. But like I say, I mean, these the city seats are actually in really, really good condition. It would be a pity to waste those shells. But we'll see. The bolster on the driver's side is really not salvageable. I'd have to replace that entire section of material, and to match them up now would probably be impossible to get it exactly right. But yeah, so if you can picture the bolsters here on the sides, the bolsters here on the seat, on each tombstone, I may even get them to build up the dividing line between the two rear seat banks, just to sort of give them a bit of you know, body hugging comfort, if that makes sense. But yeah, we'll see what the upholsterer says, what they can do. They're going to have to replace all the sponge in these Porsche seats because they're poked. They're very comfortable. They are still very comfortable, but I think it's actually the tension of the leather keeping things how they are. I mean, this seat here may need a bit of work. I think it was damaged in transport, and I think they bent the frame, so the upholsterer will need to sort that out as well. But they're going to strip it down to the bare shell anyway, so I don't think that'll be a problem. Right, so that's it for now, guys. Like I say, sorry there's not a lot of car content, but obviously the car's not home and the garage isn't finished, so things are a bit boring, I know. There are 1 or 2 mini projects I need to get cracking with, which I'm going to try and start tomorrow. I may not necessarily finish, but I'm definitely going to start. I just need to tidy up and get this office in a more sort of work-conducive situation. But yeah, I'm going to do that tomorrow morning probably, and then we'll get cracking with those mini projects. So if they're worthwhile filming, I'll definitely stick the camera on the tripod and film them up. And yeah, we'll touch base again next week, unless I have good news on the upholstery situation. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and hopefully we get this thing rolling in September and really get this car on the road, hopefully before the end of the year. Even if I have to drive with just 2 front seats, I just want to get this car on the road and start driving. The rest will follow in time. But cheers for now, and touch base next week. Hi guys, thanks so much for watching. If you want to see more and be kept up to date, please follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to my channel. With your help, we can get this project complete and move on to the next one. Bye for now. How awesome is that?